All right, let's get started. All right, so I will read you guys the rules. Each candidate will get 90 seconds for an opening introduction. Questions will follow, with each candidate getting 30 seconds for response. If a candidate has time remaining after answering the question, it may be used however he or she wishes. The number of questions will be based on time. After the question period, each candidate will get 90 seconds for conclusion. During the course of the debate, each candidate will get one opportunity for a 20-second rebuttal initiated by raising his or her hand and getting approval from a moderator. And our timekeeper will flash the yellow card with 15 seconds remaining of your allotted time, and will raise and hold the pink card for the last 10 seconds of your time. When the pink card is lowered, you must stop talking. All right, so we picked orders randomly. Luke, you'll start with your introduction, and we'll go from there.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to the debate or checking online. My name is Luke McIntosh, and I am running for VPED with Team Nova. I first got involved with Feds just over a year ago when I was hired on by the current VP Education, Adam Garcia, as a co-op student. Since then, I have become an arts counselor. I am the chairman of the board of directors. Outside of Feds, I've also had the opportunity to be a residence life don. And words can't describe how rewarding the experience is to be the mentor for 55 first-year students. I believe that our team is the most experienced. We have the skills to complete our platform and represent you to the university as undergraduate students. We're campaigning on 3 C's. We will improve the campus community by making international and transfer students feel at home. We'll collaborate with the university administration to improve enrollment and have a coherent plan moving forward. And we'll communicate with students and the administration on grievances and appeals to make the process more fair and open. As the first person in my family to attend university, I understand the importance of academics. But at the same time, I remember my father saying, what's this gonna get you when you graduate? Well, you have a job. So I also see the importance of work experience and making sure that our degrees are valuable. And that's why I chose Waterloo, and I love it so much. This university has given so much to me. This is my opportunity to give back. So vote for Team Nova and Luke McIntosh for VP Education.
Thank you very much.
I can go ahead. Hi there, I'm Ranish. I'm running for VP Education with Team Spark, representing Orange. I'm from the Faculty of Arts. I've been involved ever since my first year, and I've always felt a part of Feds because I have been serving as an executive on various committees and working with executives under Feds. So Adam Garcia has been a great inspiration, as well as Andrew Noble. So some of the platform points that I'm going to present to you today, again, I'm really nervous because I'm a student. I don't know all the ropes, but I'm going to learn and address them because I just want to be real here. I'm sorry. So I'm pretty much looking at ways to make things easier for students. What's that? Going paperless, getting all these forms on Quest or on Learn so it's accessible, so I don't have to go look around for my undergraduate office. See, I don't even know what the office is called. Anyways, so going paperless, being more efficient and sustainable. Off-campus housing support for co-op students, so creating that liaison between regions of where co-op students are going and providing that support for them so they're not living in sketchy townhouses that they find through Kijiji. I'm running for VP Education.
Hello, fellow students. I'm Stefan Hamadeh, and I am running for VP Education with Team Green. I'm a Feds counselor, and I've been an active member of the Education Advisory Committee during the last year with Adam. And I've had the opportunity to work in the VP Education portfolio at all levels during my undergraduate career. Over the last year, I've met with faculty, university administration, regional counselors, members of provincial parliament, and members of parliament. I've spoken to them about issues ranging from Fall Reading Week and study space, housing in the GRT, OSAP and student employment, student visas, and the Canadian Student Loans Program. I've also been involved with the Mathematics Society since my first year, including being president and vice president academic, a role that's very similar to the VP Education, but just for the faculty, over my last 2 terms. I've had the opportunity as president of VP Academic to advocate to the faculty on student issues and be the main advocate. I believe that my experiences make me the best candidate for the VP Education portfolio, and I hope that you vote for me and my team in this election. Thank you.
All right, here's the first question. What is the first academic issue you will take up with UW administration?
First academic issue, again, I think getting all the forms online, making it easier for students to get those course override forms in, and creating more relationships with those under co-op, those under administrative roles within each faculty. So going paperless and having that accessible will just ease the stress right off the bat in the first week of school.
So the first issue that I'd like to work on is fall reading break. It's something that I believe is very important to a lot of students and will give the opportunity for them to recharge during the fall term, which is a very stressful term for first years and all students. So I've already been working on a little bit with the AP students, and it's something that I'd like to continue working on and get the precise student opinion on what it is and what they would like, and then implement that opinion. Thank you.
The first thing that our Team Nova would like to look at when talking about our academic issues is the appeals and grievance process. If anyone's been through that process, it is difficult, it is frustrating, and it is extremely hard to navigate. We want to make sure that we can show students how to make this easier, and we also want to change the idea that students are always assumed to be guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
On that theme, what is the first issue you will take up with the City of Waterloo and the Town and Gown Committee?
So I'd like to work on housing and trying to get students more aware of their rights as tenants, and to just because right now when you sublet or you lease a place, the tenants don't always tell you everything that you need to know, and really getting the region of Waterloo to get the landlords to inform their tenants, I think is most important.
Can you just rephrase the question? Sorry, I didn't.
State, what is the first issue you will take up with the City of Waterloo and the Town and Gown Committee?
So one of the things that, and it was talked about with President candidate McGuinness, we want to look into the GRT and how to make this a better system for university students. So we talked about things on campus like doing the DC monitors, but we also want to make sure the bus routes are better. We want to make sure that students may have an easy way to get to and from campus down to uptown, because the GRT is an important way for students to be part of the Waterloo community.
Okay. So I think the first thing I would address is I agree with both candidates, but again, I think building that relationship with the region and creating a community for the students and the community to feel like this is a home beyond the Waterloo campus. So putting street events where all the businesses are out and creating an incentive for students to go and buy stuff, so 15% discounts and whatnot. That's...
What is your stance on the UPass referendum? Specifically, how will you personally be voting?
He pointed at me.
Oh, me, okay. So The UF referendum I think it's a great move because it allows students to see that the fee's increasing. Personally, I believe that the UPass is extremely beneficial for students, and it's something that we should have because it allows students to be part of the Waterloo community and have easy access to the university. I believe that the students will vote yes on the referendum, and that is something that Team Nova supports.
Okay, I personally vote for the UPass, and I have been in contact with Sean Strickland, one of the counselors, and have addressed that if the pass does happen and the fees do increase, then we need more buses en route at more efficient intervals and a later night loop. So if the fees do grow up, then they need to step up their game and give us more service.
I will be voting yes. The GRT and the UPass is an absolutely necessary thing for students, and while it's something that we do now have to vote on because it was voted by the board of directors, it's something that is absolutely necessary, and I really hope that the Yes Committee is able to do a great job and really get people to vote yes on this issue because it is very important that we do keep this UPass as it is the main method of transportation for nearly all students at the University of Waterloo. Thank you.
The next question was submitted by audience member Thomas Little. His question is, what is your position on Fed's membership in the OUSA?
I believe USA is a very important student alliance to be part of, especially being a delegate who participated in the past two general assemblies. Waterloo represents so many students on the basis of OSAP and co-op related issues. I'm all for it, and the continuous participation on this alliance will be very beneficial for Waterloo's representation.
So I'm very in support of USA. I believe it's a great organization, and it's has many wins for students, such as the 30% tuition grant, and many other issues have also been advocated to the provincial government by USA effectively. So I'm very much in favor of USA, and I attended the last two USA GAs, and they're a great people to work with, and they're very effective. Thank you.
I, as well as Stefan and Anish, support USA wholeheartedly. It would be very hard for us as the University of Waterloo to lobby to the provincial government and get the same results that we do with a group of other undergraduate universities. We're able to collaborate and work together to push things that just would not be possible. So for the money especially, there's no way we could be as effective.
Engineers Without Borders tweeted this question. Do you have any plans to combat rising tuition costs for students?
So this is something that USA has been working on. For the last few years before this, it was a 5% increase to tuition, and now it will be 3%. So I'd like to continue working on tuition with USA, with the provincial government, and working on a framework. And obviously, tuition is a very important issue for students. Yes, thank you.
Like Stefan said, USA has done a very good job of regulating tuition to 3% for domestic students. One thing that our team wants to work on is looking at international student tuition because it's not regulated. We would like to see some regulation in place so that the 3% freeze, so that could be something similar that international students could expect. We're very unique here at the University of Waterloo that we have a lot of international students, and that is great because it allows us to grow our culture and be more collaborative. So we need to help these students be able to afford.
Thank you very much for your time.
Sorry, can I get you guys to repeat the question?
What are your plans to combat rising tuition costs for students?
Okay, students in general. I guess they've definitely touched upon very important points. But as an extension to that would be non-degree terms for students who switch or transfer from term to term or a faculty to another faculty. So basing cost on whatever faculty that they are involved in. For example, if they're an engineer and they're switching into arts, costs are based on the arts courses, as well as looking at fees on campus and then moving on to working with USA and decreasing fees on the tuition basis.
All right, this question just came in from, which one should I ask? From at J. Adam Garcia. If Students' Council decides to cease membership with CASA, what is your federal advocacy strategy?
So people are aware, CASA is the federal level of advocacy for our university as well as many other universities across Canada. If we were to drop out of CASA, I think that as a university we would have to decide on the key things that we want to look at. So for our team, it's international tuition, Canadian student loan program, and really focus on a few things that we can really attack and do well at instead of trying to do many things.
Mike's not on. CASA is an important alliance to be part of, especially with all the international students we have on campus. But I believe just working with the international students and creating more committees where they can vocalize what their needs are, perhaps strategically just advocating from the Fed's perspective and trying to get as much as they need. That pink card is making me more nervous than anything, but just advocating on campus through Feds for the international students.
I attended CASA last year, and it was a very great experience to learn about the organization. If we were to leave CASA, we'd have about $25,000 more to play with, and I think one thing that we would implement would be a new staff position for advocacy. I think that would be very effective for advocating in general and throughout the whole portfolio. And what I would advocate for at the federal level would be increasing jobs on campus so that international students can apply to them. And I'd also try and get a meeting with Chris Alexander.
All right, we have another wonderful question from at J. Adam Garcia. There may be 3 elections, federal, municipal, and provincial, during your tenure as VP Ed. What is the #1 student priority for each election?
Oh, geez. Again, oh, darn. Drawing a blank. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. My apologies.
So the main issues at the municipal level would be GRT and housing. At the provincial level, it would be tuition and OSAP. And at the federal level, it would be the Canadian Student Loans Program and international students.
So at the municipal level, I agree with Stefan, housing and transit. Our team wants to work with the municipality to improve transit in the Waterloo region. At the provincial level, while I think OSAP and tuition are ongoing issues, the one that I think that is coming up, especially with the Conservatives, is skills for graduation and getting jobs. So it's something that we need to look at. And at the federal level, obviously international students, we want to look at tuition and then the Canadian Student Loan Program.
Enrollment has been increasing steadily for the past several years. What would you advocate to administration with regards to the levels of student enrollment?
So enrollment is actually one of the main points of my campaign. What we would like to see is a coherent overall enrollment strategy. Having all 6 faculty sit down with administration, with the students, and having a steady growth that is manageable. This will allow us to make sure that we have enough student space, have enough professors, have our class sizes don't get too big. We want to make sure that the quality that this university provides to its students is continued in the future.
Going along the lines with Luke, great points. Again, faculties really have to be strategic with enrollment and how many seats they do open up each year, because coming from the Faculty of Arts, our numbers are increasing and class sizes are also increasing as we get into upper year classes, which is a great way to collaborate, but they really need to focus on either the average of enrollment or looking into the AIF forms.
So I had the opportunity to work with strategic enrollment management while I worked at IAP with the university. So I did develop a lot of expertise regarding number of students applying and being admitted. And I really believe that we should advocate to the university to let co-op be involved with the number of admissions, just because right now there's too many people potentially being accepted into co-op and there aren't often enough positions filled with them, and co-op needs to be able to say, there's going to be too many students and we won't be able to find enough jobs for them.
Just kind of a follow-up question for Stefan. Peggy Jarvis, the director of co-op, has already been put at the table for most faculty decisions. Do you feel that she should have as much say in enrollment as the individual deans and individual faculty? Or is it something that she should be more collaborating on? That's for you.
I can answer. Okay. So I believe that not for all admissions should co-op be more involved, but for the specific ones, people going into co-op, that co-op should be more involved in the admissions process.
All right, I think this will be our second last question. How do you plan on being accountable to students within the VP education portfolio? We skipped from the order, so Stefan hasn't started for a couple rounds, so we'll do that and we'll jump back. So Stefan, you'll go first.
Okay, so accountability is very important, and I've tried to make myself more accountable in my position through MassDoc by messaging students and posting things on Facebook that I was accomplishing, and through the MassDoc Facebook group, and I'd hope to do the same thing with the Fed's Facebook group and the Fed's website, and through that will make us more accountable and have us more aware, and also by writing articles in imprint on my activities.
Okay, so we have an overall communication strategy. One of the things that I want to do, especially for the education portfolio, is bring in more students, empower them, allow them to be decision makers, so it's not just the one person making all the decisions. We also will encourage two-way communication through using Reddit, Facebook, and other social media. The other thing is with the event compass and the calendar, we'll know where students are, so I can go to them and talk to them.
I would introduce more and more committees under the portfolio itself, so that way more students sit on these committees and vocalize what they need. And students are the best vocalizers or carriers or communicators to other students, so that's the way news will spread. So opening up more focused committees for students where they sit on, serve on, and present their ideas, so I have room to collaborate with them.
And final question. This is from Chinakia Ramdev, who asks, the Senate decides what happens academically, but VPED doesn't sit on it. How will you bring change?
So one of the points that my team is working on is to get a VP education role presented on Senate, because we do deal with a lot of academic issues, just like Chinakia said. What was the second part of that question? Sorry. How? So keeping close contact with the president of feds and collaborating and meeting with them as frequent as possible and have them sitting on the other committees that fall under my portfolio in order to be addressed on Senate currently.
So currently the president candidate sits on Senate, and I work with our president candidate to facilitate his involvement with Senate. And I'd also then work through SUC and other committees that the VP Education sits on, because a lot of those committees report directly to Senate with their changes, so they are able to make a lot of effects to Senate. I would like to see the VP Education sitting on Senate, but that might not be possible due to university bylaws.
So one of the things that our team is really pushing is collaboration. So we want to get the student centers to sit down with the VPED and the academic portfolio, supply them with the resources so they can be successful, and create that communication, because they are the elected officials of us to run for those seats. So let's help them. Let's give them the tools to be very successful.
All right, so we'll start the conclusion portion, 90 seconds each, starting with Stefan.
As VP Education of the Federation of Students, there are many projects that I would like to work on for students. My main priorities during my term as VP Education would be working with the university to implement a fall reading break, increasing study space throughout campus, and reducing waste by implementing forms through Quest. Fall reading break needs to be implemented for mental health reasons. We currently have 88% of our students who are feeling overwhelmed. Student space needs to be improved, as we can improve it through many initiatives that are outlined currently in my platform, such as converting classrooms after 6:30 into a study space for specific programs and years. Forms through Quest will give the option to students to fill out forms through Quest, and it will be much more convenient for students. They won't have to wait in line, and it will be much more green. Thank you for your time, everyone, and vote green.
I'd just like to thank the moderators. This was a great opportunity for all of us to share our campaign. Just as a reminder, my name is Luke McIntosh, and I'm running for VPED with Team Nova. Our team is extremely experienced, and we know we have the skills to bring forward to the table to execute our platform. We're running on a 3C platform of community, collaboration, and communication. So through that, we will look at international and transfer students, making sure they feel at home, work with the administration on enrollment, and look at grievance and appeal strategies. We are very confident that we can do this, and these are actionable. On top of this, I would like to think that I'm somewhat friendly, and if people want to talk to us after, we really encourage it. Come say hi. Again, Luke McIntosh, VPED, Team Nova.
So yes, I am the nervous wreck, Renish. I'm running for VP Education. I'm honestly looking forward to just connecting with students and voicing students' concerns. Not one to imply and think that when something is a problem and just addressing it and making students believe that that's the most important thing. So just connecting with students, and I believe that Team Spark is filled with members that just care about students' concerns and students' voices. We're very friendly. I'm a hugger. I wish I could hug everybody right now because I'm totally nervous. I need the hug more than anything. But I do want to make everything easy for students, whether it's time efficiency, stressless, so even students with accessibility, like why is the office in Needles Hall? And creating a better relationship with the region itself, because students do come here, and I don't want students to just feel that this is campus life just exists on Waterloo campus. There's so much more to see in Waterloo region, and perhaps creating a home for graduates and making Waterloo their home. And I don't want to distinguish between international students or current citizens. We're all University of Waterloo students, so just creating that environment based on students' concerns and hugging people in the halls. Vote for Renish, for VP Education, Team Spark.
I would like to thank all the candidates for this wonderful debate. Ask them to please shake hands, get off the stage, and then all of the VP Operations and Finance to come up to the media desk.